I believe it's possible to throw farther than you ever thought, than you ever imagined, with the right knowledge about training. Welcome to my discus throw and rotational shot put course. My name is John Bowman, and I am a professional discus thrower and coach. In high school, I threw the discus 166 feet my senior year. In college, I threw 191 feet, and then after college, I threw the discus 211 feet 6 inches. Competed at 3 U.S. Nationals, one of which being the 2012 Olympic trials. I have also competed around the world in Sweden, Estonia, in Germany, and was able to work under Coach V, so Vestine Hafsteinson from Global Throwing. I've been coaching discus and shot put over the last 10 years. I've coached at high schools, I've coached at universities, and most of which I've coached private clients, people from all over the world. It's been really exciting. You may have known me or seen me from my videos on YouTube, where I, over the last 3 years, have dove into the world of online teaching, and then that has brought about this course. I love teaching people about throwing, so my goal with this course is to equip you, whether you're a coach or an athlete, to equip you, to empower you with the tools you need to throw farther. I believe it's possible to throw farther than you ever thought, than you ever imagined, with the right knowledge about training. Get out a notepad, get out a pen, and take notes as you dive into this training, and good luck. I will see you in the course. Discus and rotational shot put, very similar. It's going to take the same principles, the same sort of feelings to throw far. Of course, I'm sure you guys already know this, but this is a discus right here, and this is a shot put or a cannonball. What's cool about discus and shot put compared to even the other two throwing events in track and field is how similar they are. And specifically, I'm talking about discus and rotational shot put, which is why this course is covering both of those. And for all practical purposes, the way you think, some of the things that you feel as you do the technique through the ring, through the throw, are identical. Obviously, there are a couple differences. Discus, for example, you can see that it's pretty flat and is sort of shaped like an airplane wing. Now the discus, what will actually fly and float as it moves through the air. It is very much affected by wind, and the wind and the air pressure can either hurt this or help it a bunch. And it's really common that discus throwers, their PRs are set in nice windy conditions. There's nothing against wind. The better you know how to use it, then the more of an advantage that is for you as you throw. But of course, the shot put, just being a ball, just kind of moves through the air. When it comes to both discus and shot put, what I want you to get from this course, and as you learn to do these, is they are both subject to posture, balance, and your ability to push the implement. What I mean by posture is simply your stance in the ring. So right now, in regards to throwing, this is a good posture. My hips are underneath me, my chest is up, my knees are bent, and this is very stable. And for the most part, that's the way you want to be as you move through the circle in both discus and shot put. Now posture, reason that's important is because posture gives you balance. In order for you to push the ball, in order for you to push the discus, in order for you to do the full spin correctly, you have to be on balance. So again, if your posture breaks down and you're leaning one way or the other, then of course your balance goes away, and then your ability to work the implement, to push the implement, also goes away. The last thing I'll say with discus in regards to the rotation compared to shot put is the discus relies a little bit more on release and then the orbit or the path that it travels through the ring. That's because it is affected by the wind and the shape of that. So the better the orbit is, the better the release is when it comes to rotation on the discus, the easier it is gonna fly. Now in regards to shot put and its release, the release is just as important, but again, it's not affected by the wind. Discus and rotational shot put, very similar. It's gonna take the same principles, the same sort of feelings to throw far, and that's posture, balance, and your ability to push the discus. And that's what we're gonna cover in the technical side of this course. So we have the index finger over the edge, and then this part of our hand in the middle of the discus. What's really cool about discus is that it actually flies in the air. It floats on the air pressure, and so that makes discus unique from shot put. Whereas shot put is just a ball, it's a cannonball flying through the sky. The discus is shaped more like an airplane wing. And so the release and how we release it is very, very important. Another thing with the release is our goal is to have the discus fly as flat as possible and rotate as many times as possible. Those are the two things we're going for. And the flatter it is and the more it rotates, the better it cuts through the wind, the more it rides the wind. To get started, you take your hand in this shape, and essentially you want the middle of your hand about here to go on the center of the discus, like this. And what our goal is, take our index finger and slightly wrap it over the edge of the discus. You can kind of see it like this. My index finger is wrapped on the edge. So we have the index finger over the edge, and then this part of our hand in the middle of the discus. You'll notice that our hand is in this top corner of the discus. The reason we do that is that gives us the ability to really push the discus out of our hand and give it a lot of power. If our hand's flat over here, you can throw from here, but you're not going to get that extra zing off the hand. So again, index finger wrapped over the edge, just like this. And then the discus in the middle of the hand in the middle of the discus, and that's how you have it. Now, one thing with discus is you're not actually gripping onto it. Like this is gripping. I'm gripping onto the discus. The way we hold the discus, if I let go of it, it would fall out of my hand. And that's what we want. The way it stays in your hand is the centripetal force of the arm going in a rotational manner. It pushes the discus in. So what we want to do is, that's the grip. And the first way to practice that is get your hand in the right spot, make your arm straight, and just swing it down next to you. What this does is you'll feel the discus pushing into your index finger. That's all we need. It may feel unstable at first, but that's fine. There, okay. So your goal here is for working on the grip is get the hand placement right. And then the two other things you want is you want your wrist as straight as possible and your elbow as straight as possible. We don't want to be swinging the discus here. We want everything to be nice and long and down and away from us. Once you're able to confidently do this with the discus, then it's time to start swinging it out in front of you. This is especially important for people who are brand new to discus, or if you're coaching people who are absolutely new to the sport. You've got to get the feeling of the discus in your hand. And once you're able to swing it back and forth without dropping it, I would say you've successfully figured out the grip of the discus. And over time, it'll feel more comfortable and you won't even have to think about it. Once we have the grip figured out, it's time to release the discus. The discus, this is our grip. The discus comes off this direction off of our hand. It goes out over that index finger rather than going off the back of our hand. So I'm right-handed, so say I'm throwing this direction, it's gonna go here and it's gonna spin this way off of my hand rather than going off my pinky. It's very important. That's what you gotta do. So to practice the release, the best way to do that is to start like this. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna do vertical throws just straight up. So you'll swing it down here. Again, vertical throws. What you want to do is, remember, keep your hand placement right, but you want your wrist and your elbow as straight as possible. You wind up a few times and then throw it. Again, your goal is to get a lot of spin and for it to fly as smooth as possible. The next way to practice the release is throwing horizontally out in front of you. The whole goal right now, it isn't to throw far, it isn't even to do the exact technique, it's just to figure out how to release the discus. Again, it's about getting comfortable with your hand positions and then practicing getting that discus to rotate and spin as smooth as possible. So again, we were doing vertical throws here, and that's pretty easy to practice getting the discus to go straight up and spin a lot. Next you do is you want to take that vertical throw, you want to make it horizontal. Again, we're not looking for distance, we're just focusing on the discus rotating out of our hand. So you'll just swing the discus back and forth like this, and then you release it. You notice that I didn't throw the discus up, I just threw it straight out in front of me, again, because the focus was figuring out the release, the rotation and smoothness of flight. So that's the grip and release. That is the foundation to everything we are about to do. So again, with discus specifically, if you don't release it well, it's never going to go far. So it's worth taking time practicing these drills. I've been throwing discus for over 20 years and I still do these drills to, as I get back into discus, into a practice to help that release, because it's that important. We'll have the best results when our arm and elbow are behind the shot put. In this video we're going to talk about how to grip and release the shot put. So for both discus and shot put, of course, how you hold the ball, how you hold it, how you grip it, how you release it, is very important, and it really does affect your ability to throw, work, and push the implement. What it basically comes down to, we need to be in a spot when in shot put where we can push against the ground with our body and have all of that energy transfer into the ball. And the way you do that, and the rules with shot put, the shot put has to be against your neck, and you have to leave from your neck. So it is going to be this sort of release as we throw shot. But in order to do that, you got to have your hand in the right spot. So if you look at your hand like this, the shot put, I always teach, goes in this part of your hand. And here's why. You want it to be on these, against these knuckles, because if it's just on the palm of your hand, when you go to throw that, if you picture this, it's kind of like a dud. There's no extra finger finger flick. Now to contrast just simply palming the ball, if you have the shot put too high, then it's just on your fingers and you're gonna hurt your wrist, hurt your fingers as you go to throw. There's nothing to really support your hand as you throw. That would hurt, that's not good. So the best spot to have the shot put is right there in the middle, so that you have the pushing power of the base of your hand and wrist, and you have the flicking power as it comes off your hand. So you set the ball right there, then you want to push it into your neck. Now there's some variety here. Some people like to have the shot put a little bit higher. Some people like to have the shot put a little bit lower. Now I think typically gliders have the shot put lower. Rotators, spinners, which what we're doing, have the shot put higher. Me personally, I like it right there in the middle. For me, that's comfortable, and I'm able to then push the shot put from that position. Now for you or the athletes that you coach, you just have to figure it out over time. After 100 throws, you'll know where to put it, you'll know what to do. But essentially, again, have the ball here, put it somewhere comfortable in your neck, and you gotta push with your hand, push the ball into your neck. You're pushing it in. That's where the ball sits throughout the whole throw as you go to push. So that's the grip. Again, you're not really holding it. It's in the middle of your hand, fingers together, elbow up, pushing the ball into your hand or into your neck. That's the grip. Now, in order to release it, we're releasing at this kind of an angle. So we're not throwing down and we're not throwing straight up. I think it's probably 30 to 40 degrees. That's about the angle that we're gonna throw from. What you need to do to release the shot put, have the grip right, push it into your neck. I want you to keep your elbow up and out. What we want to avoid is dropping our elbow and throwing like this, right? That will hurt our shoulder and hurt our elbow. We'll have the best results when our arm and elbow are behind the shot put. Think about it like this. That's going to have way more power than if I'm throwing it like a baseball. We want to push the shot put, not throw the shot put. So again, for the release, you put it in your neck, on the sweet spot on your hand, elbow up and out. So I'll just do a punch out, then watch, my elbow is up, push. One more thing to touch on is sometimes when people are learning how to hold the shot put, they have their hand under the ball. What you want to do is have your hand behind the ball. So again, there's our grip, ball in the neck. Notice my hand is behind the ball and not under the ball. So again, it's behind it, not under it. Behind it, not under it. So with your hand and the grip right, pushing against your neck, elbow up, hand behind, now we can release it and push the shot put.